Welcome to Tales Beyond Taj Mahal, the channel where we uncover extraordinary stories from the heart of India. Today, we bring you the awe-inspiring journey of Shabana, a courageous woman from Uttar Pradesh. Her story is a testament to resilience, sacrifice, and the unyielding determination to overcome life's greatest challenges. Let's dive into her life and uncover the lessons hidden in her journey.
Shabana was just 8 years old when her life began to take shape in a small village in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is one of the states of India where the Taj Mahal, one of the world's wonders, is situated in Agra city. She lived with her family of 6 siblings, while her father worked as a porter at a railway station in Calcutta. The income he earned was just enough to feed the family, but the separation took its toll. Realizing it would be easier to support the family if they lived together, her father decided to bring them to Calcutta. The thought of moving to a bustling city filled Shabana and her siblings with excitement. However, the reality of city life was harsh. Her father's meager earnings as a porter barely covered rent and daily expenses. School fees became a luxury they couldn't afford, and the struggle to make ends meet grew relentless. Determined to help her family, young Shabana decided to contribute in whatever way she could. In her neighborhood, many families worked as caterers or helpers at weddings. Seeing an opportunity, she approached a neighbor and pleaded to be taken along to work at an event. Initially hesitant, they eventually agreed. At just 10 years old, Shabana served as a waiter at her first wedding. Nervous yet eager, she carried trays of water and food, doing her best despite her small stature. What delighted her most was the leftover food she could bring home, a luxury her family rarely enjoyed. Returning home with her bundle of food, she was met with joy from her mother and siblings, who eagerly devoured the feast. That moment filled her with pride and determination to keep helping her family. Dreams of independence. By the age of 15, Shabana had become a regular at these events, gaining experience and confidence. She soon realized that managing the catering team could be a more stable and lucrative option. She approached the event manager with her idea, convincing him to let her oversee a team of girls. She started recruiting girls from her neighborhood, offering them better wages than they usually received. This new role not only increased her income, but also gave her a sense of purpose and leadership. Her siblings began attending better schools, and life at home started to stabilize. A new opportunity. One day, a friend introduced Shabana to the world of film and television, suggesting she work as a background artist. Intrigued by the possibility of earning more, she decided to give it a try. Shabana began accompanying groups of girls to film sets, working tirelessly to ensure everyone got fair opportunities. Her efforts did not go unnoticed, and she was soon encouraged to get an official background artist card to access better roles. However, the cost of the card was exorbitant. With no other option, she took a risk and used money her mother had saved over the years. The gamble paid off, and Shabana began securing steady work as a background artist. During her time on set, Shabana met Aarif, a fellow artist who shared her dreams and struggles. Their daily interactions blossomed into a friendship, and eventually love. Aarif admired Shabana's resilience and the sacrifices she made for her family, while Shabana found in Aarif a partner who understood her challenges. Their bond grew stronger as they navigated the demanding world of film sets together. Shabana found herself dreaming not just of a better future for her family, but also of a life with Aarif by her side. When love turned into marriage, Aarif nervously confessed, "Shabana, I want to marry you. If you refuse, I will end my life." Shabana was taken aback. She replied with a steady voice, "You should first talk to your family. They are wealthy, and I belong to a modest background. I'm certain your family will never approve of this match." Ignoring her concerns, Aarif approached his family to discuss the matter. As expected, they outright rejected the idea of their son marrying someone from a lower socioeconomic status. Faced with their disapproval, Aarif made a drastic decision. He left home, rented an apartment in Calcutta, and furnished it with all the necessities. He then visited Shabana's parents, pleading for their approval. Skeptical, Shabana's mother went with her to inspect the new house. While it seemed decent enough, her mother cautioned, "This boy isn't right for you. Parents always think of their children's best interests because they have more experience in life. Shabana, however, was determined. Ignoring her parents' warnings, she married Aarif in a simple court ceremony. Her family was present, but Aarif's family boycotted the event. Despite this, the initial years of their marriage were filled with joy. They welcomed 2 sons into the world, and for the next 4 to 5 years, life seemed picture-perfect, free from any major disputes. Unraveling the piece. However, cracks began to form. Aarif's family, who had secretly kept tabs on him, started meddling in their lives. One day, during a film shoot where both Aarif and Shabana were present, his family confronted her publicly. Aarif wasn't with her at that moment. His family hurled accusations, calling her a witch and blaming her for keeping Aarif away from them. When Shabana stood her ground, refusing to leave her husband, the confrontation turned physical. Among the chaos, a kind woman intervened and helped Shabana escape the situation. Shabana returned home only to find Aarif becoming distant. His family had started influencing him against her, introducing another woman named Roxana into his life. Aarif began to change, torn between his family's demands and his own responsibilities. While he refused to abandon his children, his behavior toward Shabana became increasingly aggressive. His family escalated their demands, pressuring Shabana to bring money from her parents. The financial toll. Shabana's family was already struggling financially, with younger siblings depending on them. Yet, she managed to send small amounts of money to keep the peace. But one day she refused. Aarif's frustration boiled over, leading to violent altercations. He even forced Shabana to approach her mother again for money. This time, her mother had nothing to give. Left with no choice, Aarif took the keys to their cupboard, stealing important documents, including school certificates for the children, ration cards, and identification papers. When Shabana discovered this, she confronted him, but Aarif denied any wrongdoing. His family's demands grew outrageous. They wanted Shabana's parents to give them their house as a dowry. When Shabana refused, the physical abuse intensified. Aarif's family cornered her one day, dragging her out of their rented apartment and assaulting her in the building's common area. The neighbors watched silently, hesitant to intervene in what they considered a family matter. Just when Shabana thought all hope was lost, a young man stepped in. He restrained Aarif, demanding, "Why are you hitting her? This isn't just a family matter when it spills into the public." Despite the backlash he faced, the young man stood his ground, helping Shabana escape. Her clothes torn and dignity shattered, Shabana ran to the nearest police station. Even there, she faced skepticism as the authorities brushed off her complaints as a family matter. Shabana faced a challenging time when her complaints against Aarif were initially ignored by the authorities. After persistent efforts, her complaint was finally registered, but little action followed. She was asked to get a medical examination, delaying the process further. Returning home, Shabana was shocked to find that Aarif had disappeared with his entire family, abandoning her and their 2 children. That evening, Aarif returned alone and, under pressure from her uncle, insisted that Shabana sign a document he had prepared. Aarif demanded she admit false accusations, stealing gold, important documents, and even emotionally torturing him. He threatened her, saying, "If you don't sign, you'll never see your children again." Terrified for her children's future, Shabana reluctantly signed the papers, though her heart sank with every word she wrote. A desperate situation. The next morning, Aarif escalated the drama, claiming he had consumed a large number of sleeping pills in an attempt to end his life. Shabana, terrified, rushed him to a nearby hospital. To her surprise, Aarif seemed perfectly fine upon arrival, and his family soon joined them. They insisted on transferring him to a private hospital and took him away, leaving Shabana completely alone. Shabana returned home to face solitude and despair. Left with her children and no means of support, she broke down. However, her landlord extended a helping hand, giving her 5,000 Indian rupees to buy necessities. Encouraged, she restarted her work as a background artist in the film industry, determined to provide for her children. From despair to determination. While working, Shabana met an old friend who advised her to consider stunt work again. Though hesitant, Shabana realized it was a way to secure her children's future. Her first major assignment was a risky stunt for a film, requiring her to jump from a moving train at the speed of 100 km per hour, that too, wearing a sari. Despite her fear, Shabana completed the scene successfully, earning praise and decent pay. Her next stunt required her to roll down a flight of stairs, while partially engulfed in flames. Shabana was terrified, but her determination to provide for her children pushed her forward. Although she suffered injuries, including a fractured rib and severe bruises, she persevered. With time, Shabana mastered the art of stunts, learning techniques to minimize injuries while perfecting her craft. Shabana went on to work with prominent film celebrities. She performed stunts in blockbuster movies and became a trusted body double for top actresses and film stars. An inspirational message: Shabana's journey was far from easy. After Aarif abandoned her, she faced judgment from society, harassment, and physical challenges. Despite this, she stood firm, often confronting those who tried to exploit her vulnerability. Her fierce determination and dedication to her children's well-being helped her overcome every obstacle. Through her story, Shabana sends a powerful message: never give up, no matter how hard life gets. Face your challenges head-on. Crying or giving up is not the solution. Fight back and create your path to happiness and success.